Hey everybody, how's it going? So in this recent arena season, I decided I wanted to get a border, and I thought it would be pretty simple. So I saw these cool little borders here for the Oath season. So this is the one you can just buy from the shop or you get for free or whatever. This is the one if you participate at all. This is if you get up to top 100. So 31st through 100. This is the one that you get from place 4 to 30, so top 30, and then this is the one you get for top 3. So I knew I wasn't about to get to top 3, but I wanted to go for the top 31, because top 100, it looks okay, but I think that the top 30 frame looks pretty nice overall. So I thought I would make a good effort, and it probably wouldn't be too difficult. I mean, hey, I've hit Legend in RTA, I've played so much RTA Arena, it's really just pretty simple. You just got to play a bunch of matches against bots and, you know, people attack you, but I got a lot of time because I'm a streamer, so it should be pretty simple, right? Well, actually, this was probably one of the most harrowing experiences I've ever had in gaming. Arena is a lot harder than it seems. So, unfortunately, I'm not really able to show you the overall rankings because the season has ended, and Smallgate just does not have the technology to really show you that kind of thing. But if we look right here, my final week, I ended rank 9, and I ended just barely on the cusp of rank 30. So I made it. It was really difficult, and it was difficult because this guy right here, El Yaso El, the mid laner himself, was my opponent. Essentially, he was only 4 points below me. So if he ended 5 places above me in this week, I was out. I was screwed. He ended rank 1 last week. I ended rank 9. You might think I'm screwed then, right? Well, there was somebody else in the top 30 that just completely boomed out of it. He was just done. And so that guy lost his spot and I got his spot. So I got pretty lucky right there. On Saturday, I played for about 10 hours of grinding Arena to get a huge lead over the Yasuo guy because he hadn't played a single match. I wake up the next day, I start grinding a little bit early, you know, maybe 5 hours before Arena ends. This guy starts 4 or 3 hours before Arena season ends, and he gets rank 1. This guy was insane. I don't even know what I was really supposed to do. This guy was crazy. He probably doesn't even know who I am or anything, or that I was in a rivalry essentially with him, but I was just competing with this one guy because nobody else could really take our spots. But fortunately I got lucky and I was able to end in a good place anyways. But you might be wondering, why was this so difficult for me? Why was it just so hard in general? Well, Arena's a whole different beast from RTA. One, you're constantly getting attacked. The higher position you are, people want your points, so you're just getting attacked non-stop. Arena honestly has a lot of issues. So if I'm, let's say, 200 points above somebody, so I'm at let's say 5,750 points, and my opponent is at 5,550 points, when they attack me, they're gonna get 15 points, and if I attack them, I'm gonna get 5 points. That's a little unfair, don't you think? Now, if I'm on a win streak, so I'm just clearing the normal list right here and I'm on a win streak, I'll be getting plus 3 points, so I'll be getting 8 every single win. If I lose one, I'm going to lose 15 points, right? Because I'm so ahead in points. So I'm giving that to the opponent, and then I lose my win streak and I go back to 5 points a win. So that puts you down so many points the moment you lose a single one. So you have to not lose any. But people like to put special tricks, for instance, I built my Belian on my defense team at 288 speed just because I couldn't really make it faster. I wanted to make a Belian that was 300 speed, but I don't have that kind of gear. So I was just using a defense team that was kind of annoying, having a little trick there, and then just decently geared characters here essentially. But you can't make a defense team that wins against everything. It's just not possible. So Arena is just totally different from RTA because in RTA, all that matters is when you're actually playing the game. When you play the game, if you win, you go up. When you lose, you go down, but that's it. But in Arena, when you win, sometimes you go down because you just got attacked 2 or 3 times in the time it took you to win that one battle. Sometimes it'll just come in waves where multiple people are hitting you over and over and over. It's an insane war. And sometimes it just feels unfair. You just have to cleave as many teams as possible, as fast as possible. And apparently this season was a pretty competitive one as well. I will definitely say this, I regret doing this. I completely regretted doing this. And yeah, I got top 30, but I still kind of regret it. My mental was shattered doing this game mode. I had to play on Christmas Eve at the dinner table with my parents, and I told my dad that I had to do something related to work until 9 p.m. And he was like, all right, son, that's all right. So I had to do that at Christmas Eve. Oh, great. Another Sunday was on New Year's. So on New Year's, I'm here doing Arena. So that's great too. So every Sunday, you just got to spam games. Doesn't matter if you want to do things with friends. Doesn't matter if you want to do all sorts of stuff. You either climb so hard the days before, or you have to be there on Sunday grinding. So the top 3 guys, which were Krek, Lucira, and I believe named himself Easy Clap. He renamed himself at the end. Those 3. They would get to around like 6,700 to 7,000 points before Sunday every single week. So then they wouldn't have to play on the final day at all. But that takes a long time. It takes a lot of rebuilding your teams. It takes just a lot of strategy and understanding this game mode. But this mode is actually really difficult. And I think this mode has some horrible, horrible problems that make it insanely unfun as well. So the problem earlier I was talking about where you're getting like no points or when you're losing so many points, that's one issue. Sometimes you just get attacked so many times. When you attack people, they can just revenge attack you, but then they're gaining way more points off of revenge attacking you than you got off of them. So it feels like, okay, well, if you get revenge attacked a bunch, you're just screwed. This game mode also definitely values more people who can play more. I think it's also kind of ridiculous that it's over the course of 12 weeks because not many people have 12 Sundays in a row open to be able to do a game mode like this. I think there's a whole slew of issues with this game mode, and let me show you Exhibit A. So this is Asia, or no wait, okay, so this is one of the early seasons of Arena. This looks pretty insane, right? This is one of the early seasons, so not right now. They were only getting to around 7,000 points, but when it gets really competitive, yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? 500 victories to end at points like this. Now let's look at Asia. Oh, so if it's 9,000 points is 500 victories, then... oh man, let's see, you start at 5,000 points normally, 5,200 in Champion. So they were only gaining 4,000. So this is about 5 times the amount. So I guess they won 2,500 games or something to hit rank 1. I'm pretty sure they might be hiring people or something, but this was an older season as well. But that's what Asia looks like. By the way, this In-Year guy, I believe, has gotten top 3 for like years now in a row. But anyways, Arena's a bit extreme. And I always thought that RTA was the most extreme game mode and the hardest game mode. I will say it's probably the most strategic and skill-based one. But this game mode is the most stressful mode in this game. And I really think that there need to be some changes. There need to be some big sweeping changes because, one, you fight the same exact teams almost every single time. You fight some combination of MLU Fiend, Summer Lulika, Angel of Light, Karina, Balayan, Last Rider Crow, like some combination of that kind of stuff almost every single fight. It's really just awful. And you might say, oh, well, that just means you can make a perfect team to beat them. And yeah, you kind of can, but it's just a mind-numbing, unfun experience. It's really awful, honestly. I really think that they should add some sort of seasonal ban or just something to mix it up because, oh my god, it gets crazy. Maybe like every 3 weeks there's some sort of ban change or something like that. So there would be 4 total changes throughout the season so people could adapt and learn, but then it changes after a bit. Just a possibility. Then there's the way that points just work as a system is the second issue. Just as I said a couple times before, like you gain 5 points, you lose 15 points. It's just kind of ridiculous. Number 3 is this whole hiding system just doesn't even really work, realistically. It honestly makes no sense because you can see people's points. So someone can just see the amount of points and be like, oh, that's the rank 1 guy, or that's the rank 2 guy, that's the rank 3 guy. It just seems so ridiculous and pointless. They should honestly maybe just completely hide the amount of points so you have no idea, no concept of who you're fighting and how many points you'll even get if they're a strong person or not. I don't know, it just feels the way that it is right now. People literally just look for whoever's the highest points and just constantly hit it as well, which seems kind of ridiculous. 4th point. Now this isn't really going to be a thing. Like they can't really fix it, but it seems a little unfair that whoever gets to play more just kind of has a ridiculous advantage. Because even if you're trying to race somebody to top 30 or, you know, top 3 every single week, well, the guy who has way more time to play probably has a bit of an advantage over you. And it costs a lot of sky stones as well. So I made this little thing right here. So total arena refreshes with sky stones. Week 1, it was 5. Okay, that's not too bad. That's only 150 sky stones. Week 2, same. Week 3, 6. Week 4, 5. Okay, so these are all pretty much the same, right? Week 5, okay, we're going up to 8. That's a little bit of an increase, but that's really not that much, right? Then week 6, 10. Okay, and then week 7, we have 8 again. So these 3, kind of the same. Then suddenly we double it to 16 skystone refreshes. Keep in mind that's 5 flags each time. So that was 80 extra flags that I needed on top of however much I used for week 8. Then week 9 was 20. Then week 10 was 35. Suddenly it got incredibly stressful. Keep in mind, week 8 and 9, I actually ended really low. I got like destroyed, and that's what made this climb so difficult. I went to rank like 70 or something, and like around both of them, I got wrecked. So then I'm like, I gotta pick up the pace, so I start spam refreshing to keep a high rating. And then the final day, or the final week, yeah, 67, twice the other one. Got pretty competitive at the end there, huh? So I would say try and end really high really early on in the seasons, otherwise it comes back to haunt you. Don't have any slacker weeks. You gotta keep on top of it if you really want to have a good chance. But I don't know if I'd even really recommend this mode to most people. This was just an awful experience, and it kind of just was me yelling at the screen while streaming all the time while playing. Like a 15% happens and you're like, oh my god, not only am I down 15 points, but I lose my win streak, so I'm actually down like 30 to 40 points just off of one loss essentially. And you're getting attacked at the same time, so sometimes you get a win and you're down like 15 points from where you even were, and you just feel horrible. The whole time you feel horrible. This game mode has been bad for years, and I never really realized how bad it truly was. Now when I play an RTA game, no stress, just nice and casual. It's no big deal, because I don't feel so under pressure and stressed the way that I did doing normal arena. I can't believe people do this every single season. It's insane. So anyways, I just wanted to make this video to talk about how crazy I think arena is, and I wouldn't really recommend most people to do it, honestly. If you are interested, good luck with that. I'm probably also going to be putting up a video showing me doing some climbing with some edits or something, so hope you watch that too. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Thanks a bunch for watching, and I hope to see you next time.